Hey guys, I'm Joshua Orro, the Mustang Prince. Welcome to a new episode of Mustang Prince Orro Reports. Man, can't believe it's getting really close to Christmas as days go by for this month, and in case you're wondering which holiday special I'm reviewing today, well, I did promise you guys on one of my update videos that I would review the holiday special of Sofia the First, and that's the subject of today's episode. But before I get started, I'm going to explain a little bit of a background, though. As I said when I reviewed the Floating Palace a few weeks ago, I did say that after the success of the first special, which was called Once Upon a Princess, it became its own show starting on January 17th of this year. And as each episode was aired, it did explain a good story, it had a great number of characters, a good song for each episode, and a good moral. However, I did have mixed feelings for rare of them, but I still enjoyed the show no matter what anyone else said. And nowadays, Disney Junior has decided to end season 1 of the whole show with their 23rd episode with a holiday theme. Aired on Disney Junior on December 1st, 2013, the episode is Sofia the First, Holiday in Enchancia. Now, to be fair, I don't know if I'll be spoiling too much of this, but I'll do what I can to make sure I get into a bit of a summarized plot for the sake of those who haven't seen this special already. So, here I go. It's Sofia's first Wassailia, which they call Christmas in Enchancia, and on that morning she immediately gets into the spirit. Her brother and sister, Amber and James, look forward to opening presents. However, things get a little bit crazy and a little frustrating when Roland and Bailiwick are out on royal business, getting in last-minute surprises, but on their way home, they lose their horses and get lost in a blizzard. But luckily, a woodsman who offers them shelter at his cottage brings them to this place. Back in the castle, Sofia and her family are starting to get worried about Roland, so they decide to go out and find him. With the help of Minimus, along with Robin, Mia, and Clover, and the help of Princess Aurora, they need to go out into the woods and find Roland so they can spend Wassailia with him. So, my thoughts on this episode? Well, as Roland said in it, it does show what the holiday spirit is like. And he's absolutely right. Spending time with your family on Christmas, or as they call Wassailia, is one of the few basics. Even sharing presents with someone you don't even know. And also liked how the way the winter woods looked in this episode. And then even some part of it kind of reminded me of Bambi or Harry Potter in it, though. Like with the deer, the snow owls, and others. And now for the characters, and I'll just mention, even though I've already mentioned some of them when I reviewed the Floating Palace, I'll tell them about them anyway. Even because there are some characters that weren't in the last one that I haven't talked about before. And as I said before, the main character, Sofia, is voiced by Ariel Winter, which we already know from Speed Racer, or Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, or the upcoming Mr. Peabody and Sherman movie. Miranda is voiced by Sarah Ramirez, Clover is voiced by Wayne Brady, the steward, Bailiwick, is voiced by Tim Gunn, Amber is voiced by Darcy Rose-Bryans, Zach Callison plays James, King Roland is voiced by Travis Willingham, and also now for the characters I haven't talked about yet. One of Sofia's bird friends, Mia and Robin, are voiced by Ashley Eckstein and Megan Strange. So far, these birds are really interesting and really fun. However, I believe that Mia, the bluebird, is kind of the sweetest out of the two, though. But Robin is a little funny too. And now for Sofia's horse, Minimus, who I believe is kind of like an opposite of Maximus from Tangled, or the cousin of Pegasus from Hercules, is voiced by Eric Stonestreet. I haven't heard of him. But still, Minimus is a really supported character, even though he doesn't appear in too many of the episodes. Like, he did appear in the Derby Racing episode, along with the Shy Princess, which doesn't show too much of a role, but he did show more of his roles in the Fighting Clover episode. Also to note is Constable Miles, voiced by Mr. Krabs himself, Clancy Brown. Not too much about this guy, but he's also helpful in this episode too. Even when it came to earlier, when he tried to help Sofia find her amulet, which was taken by a baby griffin earlier in the season. And lastly, our guest star, Princess Aurora, who is kind of unfortunate that she doesn't have a song in this special, is voiced by Kate Higgins. I mean, so far, Kate Higgins does a pretty good job with Aurora's voice. Even though I kind of miss Mary Costa from the 50s. And even though Jennifer Hale voiced her in Birth by Sleep, I kind of wish she would do more of that. And like every Sofia episode, this one happens to have 2 songs, which is kind of rare. The Wassailia song, which happens to be the song that starts it off, is kind of like showing the spirit of Christmas in their own way. Take a listen. This sure does bring a bunch of holiday spirit to everybody, even though it's called a different name, but to be honest, the name Wassailia makes me think of another song which is called The Wassail. Kind of interesting, don't you think? Also, there's another song that appears during the end of the episode, which I don't think I can have the ability to play it, though, for you guys, but the song Peace and Joy is a really nice finale to a holiday episode. Now, for my final words of this episode. Above all, Sofia the First Holiday in Enchancia is a really great, finale to Season 1 of Sofia the First. And if you're in the holiday spirit, be sure to check this episode out. And also for all you guys out there who want to see some of these episodes, I'll share a little link with you guys, which you'll see at the descriptions below this video, So, just want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas and a Happy Wassailia to everybody. However, I'm not done with holiday spirits just yet, because in a few days, I will be sharing my top 25 favorite holiday films with you guys. So, till then, Merry Christmas, Happy Wassailia, and Mustang Power!